Once the patient has the PRP taken from them, then we go to the harvesting portion of the procedure. The patient is sitting in the chair and local anesthetic is given in wheels, and that helps to create the ring block. Subsequent to that, I'll provide tumescence to provide greater hemostasis and analgesia for the patient. The harvesting portion comes in with the application of the tensioner device to the scalp. As you can see here, the tensioner device is being applied and the skin becomes very taut. After the tensioner is applied, lidocaine is given in the four corners of the tensioner. After the application of lidocaine, the device is then dragged and centered inside the tensioner unit where the two red lights meet. After that, my staff selects the graft of their choice and the procedure begins. The harvesting portion is controlled by myself and I observe every harvest attempt. I am responsible for setting the punch depth and the coring depth as well as the angulation of the punch. Everything is seen on a TV monitor and the process is very spontaneous as the algorithms direct the ARTAS device to do the harvesting. So to assess the success of the computer and the robot harvesting the grafts, we take those grafts, usually about 10, and then we look at those grafts under the microscope. From that, we can determine that it's the proper punch depth and coring depth. We look for follicular transection as well as the amount of perifollicular fat that is surrounding that graft. For me, I do approximately 2/3 of my harvesting with the ARTAS device. During the donor harvesting with the ARTAS, it is a team effort. I am doing and watching the actual harvest attempt. I have one staff member that is assisting and watching the harvest attempt as the punch goes into the scalp on the patient. And at the same time, she's also removing grafts. And the third person that is involved in the process watches another aspect to the harvesting that I or my other staff member does not do. During the procedure, the pendant is a very important aspect to me controlling the procedure. With this, I can control the punch depth, the coring depth, and the angulation of the punch. I watch the RPMs or the rotation per minute of the blunted punch as it goes through the dermis. The ARTAS is a physician-controlled procedure. Without the physician controlling the procedure, it would be an absolute disastrous outcome. The unique aspect to the ARTAS is that because of its algorithms and advanced computer programming, it's able to target that exiting hair and it's able to put a punch over it right in the middle and score it to the exact depth that is necessary in order to successfully harvest that. The physician is controlling the punch depth as well as the coring depth, the angulation, and the rotation of the punch as the harvesting procedure continues. After donor harvesting with the ARTAS device, we take the patient and we go into the other secondary room here and we perform the remainder of the donor harvesting with the PCID device. I don't want to lose any of my donor harvesting skill sets, so I use the program Cole instrument device designed by Cole Instruments, and I do the motorized portion or manual extraction with this device, about 1/3 of the follicular units. What happens after the donor harvesting is all those grafts are taken. They've been scored by either the ARTAS device or by my PCID device, and those grafts have to be manually removed. It's very important that you remove these grafts without impacting or traumatizing the mid-follicular portion there, because that's where all your stem cells and all of the other regenerative cells that are present in the hair, and they can't be destroyed or traumatized, because if they are, you're going to have poor hair growth. These grafts are removed and we place them in a chilled holding solution that is made up of hypothermosol and liposomal ATP. These two products, what we call bioenhanced solutions, help to increase graft survivability. After we've done all of the donor harvesting, the patient then has a short lunch and we're back into the surgical room preparing for that frontal hairline design. What I will do is go ahead and do a ring block in the similar manner in the frontal area, and then we apply the tumescent solution and then the recipient sites are made. I use a number 89 and 88 spear point blade to create my frontal hairline. That will be a 1.0 blade for the frontal hairline, the first centimeter or so, and then subsequent or after that, we use a 1.2 blade for the 2, 3, and 4 hair grafts. To create approximately 2,500 grafts, it takes about 1 hour to create all those grafts. Each graft is individually counted by my staff, and at the end, it's a very beautiful artistic appearance to that new frontal hairline. There are purposeful irregularities, micro and macro irregularities, that give an aesthetic appearance to the frontal hairline. Subsequent to the creation of these grafts, toluene blue dye is applied to the scalp, which allows the graft sites to be better visualized by my hair technicians that will be placing the grafts. The grafts are individually placed with jewel forceps by the traditional method. The final cosmetic outcome is just absolutely fantastic, and it changes our patient's life. Hair restoration is not about the individual physician. Hair restoration is about the team that you've trained and the team that you work with. It's not just me, it's every member of my staff. It's from the person who answers the phone to my office and practice administrator, to the back office nurse, and to every technician and staff that is a part of the patient care process. Here at Irvine Institute of Medicine and Cosmetic Surgery, I take great pride in my staff and what we do. We care for our patients and we care about the final outcome.